Well, I have a bummer of a report to share with you today, but it's really important because it may impact the way you use your library's social media accounts to promote other content offerings from your library. We're going to dive into that in this episode of the Library Marketing Show. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Angela Hursh from superlibrarymarketing.com. Head on over there, look for the Library Marketing Show tab because I'm looking for nominations for our Kudos Award. That is where we recognize a library for doing great work in marketing. And I'm going to flip the script a little bit. I'm going to give away kudos first in this episode. So hang on for 2 more seconds before we get to that. I want to let you know that you can also follow the blog all the way down in the bottom left-hand corner. Put your email address in there and you'll get a notification every time I post an article or one of these videos. As I mentioned, we're going to do kudos first today. I just kind of felt like doing something a little differently. And we do have a nomination. So our kudos award today is going to the Dayton Metro Library. I have to say a big thank you to someone that I met in person at LMCC. Her name is Claudine Bennett, and she works for Dayton Metro, and she sent this newsletter that they do. It's called Beyond Books, Libraries Making a Difference. They send this newsletter to a select list of local and state elected officials, along with community leaders. Claudine goes on to say, libraries are fantastic at lobbying support for services, programs, and brick and mortar investments, but oftentimes we don't follow up with what we've actually accomplished. Beyond Books does that. It connects people and their stories with what Dayton Metro Library does every day. And hopefully it continues to strengthen and improve communication. We keep it brief and direct because everyone is busy and present bite-sized info on important subject matters. It is a fantastic newsletter. I will put a link to that down in the show description if you're watching on YouTube, or the comments if you're watching on LinkedIn. Great job, Dayton Metro Library. Now for today's topic, this report that I frankly made me kind of depressed to read, but I need to share these with you because it does impact your social media. So there was a earned media insights platform called Memo, and they released a report that looked at how social media engagement relates to content readership. In other words, whether posting on social media and getting shares and comments leads to people actually clicking through on your post to read what you're talking about. This is really important if you're sharing library blog posts or other pieces of information that are on your library's website. So the key finding of this report that really made me depressed is, quote, across all articles and topics we analyzed, we found no clear connection between social media engagement and actual readers of the news. So that is very depressing for those of us who try to spread the word about our blog posts on social media. Now, I'm going to add a caveat to this, which is that every library is going to be different, and your library's insights on social media may completely contradict this report. So you need to rely on your own metrics. For example, I know that my own blog, Super Library Marketing, does very well when I share these posts on LinkedIn. And that's where I share them. That's why I stopped sharing on Twitter earlier this year, because it just wasn't working for me. A couple of other things about this report, some great insights on it from Social Media Today. They say that brand awareness benefits that you get from posting on social media are still pretty significant. So even if people aren't clicking through your library's posts, if they're engaging and exciting, are getting into the feeds of your followers and reminding people of the existence of your library. And then they said there's a secondary element in that while fewer people are engaging with the content on social media, more people are actually sharing links on social media. So it may be that they're not clicking on it, but they are sharing it with their groups of friends and followers, and that can be good for your library. Just the bottom line is to dig into your metrics, which is really important. And I actually have a video about that. I'm going to link that up here, and do what is best for your library when it comes to social media. That's it for today's episode, but my channel is full of lots more tips for library marketing. If you want to keep learning, head to this next video. I'll see you there.